Hi everyone, in this video on functions, I'll be working through this IGCSE Extended Mathematics Paper 4 style question. So that's the paper for which we have access to our graphical calculator, for which we'll be learning a few must-knows before entering the exam room. So here we're told, consider the function f of x, which is equal to the absolute value of x squared minus 4. And the first thing we're told to do is to sketch the graph of y equals to f of x for x values between negative 4 and 4. And so we can see at the bottom of the screen here, they've provided us with an xy grid to work with. So let's go ahead. On the screen here, you can see my graphical calculator. This is the TI NSpire CX, but regardless of the graphical calculator you use, what you'll see here will definitely apply. Now, before sketching the curve, I'll go ahead and plot the curve on my calculator. And for that, I open up a new scratch pad, and I toggle over to the graphing section by clicking in the upper left-hand corner of the screen here, like so. Now I need to enter the absolute value of x squared minus 4. And to find the absolute value function, we're going to click on the button directly to the right of number 9 on our keyboard. So if I click on that, and we have the absolute value function on the far right here. So I click on the absolute value. There we go. Now inside the absolute value, I type x squared minus 4, so that's x raised to the power of 2 minus 4, and I'm happy with all of that, so I click on enter. The next thing I do before doing anything else is adjust my window settings on my calculator to match the XY grid that's given to me in this question. And so for that, I'll go ahead and click on Menu, followed by the fourth option, Window/Zoom, followed by the first option, Window Settings. So I click on that. Now for my x-min, or minimum x value, I need to enter negative 4. So I type negative 4. And for my x-max, or maximum x value, I need to type 4. Next, I move on to the y values. So we have a minimum value of negative 10 and a maximum value of 10 here. So I'll quickly type that. That's negative 10 and 10. I'm now happy with all of that, so I click on OK. OK, we're now faced with the curve we're meant to be seeing to be able to make our sketch on this XY grid. And you can see on my calculator screen here that I have a label for my function, that's f1 of x, which I find useful to confirm that I've entered the function's equation correctly, but once I've established that, I go ahead and select it and delete it. Okay, before sketching a curve on an exam question like this, whether or not we're asked, it's very important to make note of a few key points. Those being, any point at which the curve touches or crosses the x-axis. So we can see we have one point here where the curve touches the x-axis and another point on the right-hand side here. And we should also make note of any local maximum or minimum point. And we can see that we have a local maximum point right here. So we'll need to make sure we find that. And we should also always make a note of where the curve crosses the y-axis, which in this case I believe will be at the same point at which the curve has a local maximum. But I'll confirm that in just a minute. So let's start with the points at which this curve touches or crosses the x-axis. And for that, we're going to be finding this function's zeros. And to find those, I go ahead and click on Menu, followed by the sixth option, Analyze Graph, followed by the very first option, 0. So I click on that. The calculator is now asking us for a lower bound, so let's say I start with this 0 right here. In other words, this point at which the curve touches the x-axis. The term lower bound basically means go to the left of the point you're trying to find. So I could hover over here or even here. It doesn't really matter, just make sure you're to the left of the point you need. And so I click. And now that I've clicked, I can see that the calculator is now asking me for an upper bound. So I hover over to the right, and I can already see that the calculator has found the 0, and I click. There we go. We now have this label as well, and we can see that the curve touches the x-axis at the point negative 2, 0. Now I do the same for the other 0 I have on the right-hand side here, and so I click on Menu, followed by Analyze Graph, followed by 0, and I repeat that process. So I go to the left of that point, I click, and for the upper bound I go to the right of that point, and I click. And there we go. We now have this curve's 2 x-intercepts. Now let's go ahead and find this curve's local maximum point, which is in this region here. And so for that, I go ahead and click on Menu again, followed by the sixth option, Analyze Graph, followed by the third option, Maximum. And once again, we can see that we're being asked for a lower bound, and since the maximum point is somewhere in this region, I'll place myself to the left of that. Anywhere will do, and I click, and now it asks us for an upper bound, so I hover over to the right, and I click. And we can see that the maximum point has coordinates 0, 4. Now, since that point has an x-coordinate of 0, that tells us that that point is on the y-axis. Consequently, this curve's maximum point is also its y-intercept. Remember, that's the point at which the curve crosses the y-axis. Okay, now that we've found the key features of our curve, we're ready to sketch it. And so on the xy grid here, I'll go ahead and say that -2 is roughly here, and that 2 is somewhere here, and I'll say that 4 is roughly here on the y-axis. And so taking my time to do a decent job here, I'll draw a curve shooting up like this. It shoots back down here, touches the x-axis. There we go, I'm quite happy with how that looks. And now I'll sketch the left-hand side and the right-hand side over here. So we're looking at something shooting up this way. There we go. And on the other side as well. There we go. Okay, that's our curve y equals to f of x. And in fact, we could draw little arrowheads like this to indicate that the curve carries on this way. All right, that's question 1 taken care of. So we move on to question 2. Now in question 2, we're told solve f of x equals to 8. Okay, well technically since f of x is equal to the absolute value of x squared minus 4, solving f of x equals to 8 is the same thing as solving the absolute value of x squared minus 4 equals to 8. And to solve this equation, we'll go ahead and use a graphical method. And here's the whole idea. On our calculator, we'll go ahead and make sure that 2 curves are plotted. The first curve will be y equals to the left-hand side. So that's y equals to the absolute value of x squared minus 4, which is the curve we already have on our calculator that we've sketched down here. And the second thing we're going to plot on our calculator is y equals to the right-hand side of this equation. So that will simply be y equals to 8. And once both of these are plotted on the same xy grid, the solutions to this equation will be the x-coordinates of any points of intersection we see. And let me insist, we're only after the x-coordinates here. The reason being, in this equation, the only unknown we have is x. So when we solve this equation, the only solutions we should be stating should be x values. So let's go ahead. On my calculator, I'll go ahead and plot the line y equals to 8. And so on this calculator, I do that by clicking on Menu, followed by the third option, Graph Entry/Edit, followed by the first option, Function. And so my second function is simply f of x equals to 8. And I click on Enter. And let me quickly remove that label here. There we go. There we go. And in fact, I'll go ahead and sketch that line on our xy grid here. So that's a horizontal line looking something like this. That's the line y equals to 8. Again, the solutions to this equation are the x-coordinates of the 2 points of intersection that we can see both on the calculator and on this sketch here. And now to find what these points of intersection are, on my calculator I go ahead and click on Menu, followed by the 6th option, Analyze Graph, followed by the 4th option, Intersection. So I click on that. Once again, we're being asked for a lower bound, so if I start with the point of intersection that's on the left-hand side here, for the lower bound I go to the left of that point of intersection, anywhere will do, and I click. And it's now asking for an upper bound, so I hover over to the right, and I click. And we can see that the point of intersection has coordinates -3.46 and 8. I do the same for the other point of intersection, so I click on Menu, followed by Analyze Graph, followed by Intersection, and I click on that. And once more I'm asked for a lower bound, so I place myself to the left, I click, and I hover over to the right, and I click. And we now have the second point of intersection. And so I can label that on my sketch here. The first point of intersection has coordinates -3.46 and 8, and the second point of intersection has coordinates 3.46 and 8. And so writing the answers over here, we can now state that the solutions to f of x equals to 8 are 2 dots, the x-coordinates of these 2 points of intersection, so those are x which equals to -3.46 and x equals to 3.46. And in fact, I'll go ahead and box those 2 solutions. Okay, now that that's done, we move on to the third and final question, in which we're told the equation absolute value of x squared minus 4 equals to k has 4 solutions. And we're told find the range of values of k. Alright, now when looking at this equation, it's important to realize here that regardless of the value of k, we would solve this equation in exactly the same way that we solved the equation we just saw in question 2. In other words, we'd plot the curve which is equal to the left-hand side of the equation, which we did in question 1, that's our blue curve here, and we'd plot the function which is equal to the right-hand side of the equation. So for question 2, that was y equals to 8, and that was a horizontal line. And so for question 3, since the right-hand side is equal to some number k, if we were to plot the function which is equal to k, it would also be a horizontal line. And now remembering that the solutions to this type of equation are the x-coordinates of the points of intersection of the two functions' graphs, the only way this equation can have 4 solutions is if the horizontal line y equals to k intersects our curve 4 times. So I'll just say intersects y equals to f of x at 4 points. And so looking at the sketch we have here, hopefully it's clear that if we were to draw a horizontal line here, for instance, it would only cut the curve twice. If we were to draw a horizontal line at a height of 4, so that would be y equals to 4, it would touch the curve at 3 points. Indeed, we'd have 1 point of intersection on either end here, and y equals to 4 would touch the curve at this maximum point. But if we were to draw a horizontal line between the x-axis and y equals to 4, then it would intersect the curve 4 times. And the x-coordinates of these 4 points of intersection would correspond to the 4 solutions to this equation. Consequently, provided k lies between 0 and 4, not included, this equation will have 4 solutions. And so we can go ahead and state our answer here, question 3. We'll need to have k less than 4 and greater than 0. Indeed, k has to be greater than 0 because at y equals to 0, that would be the x-axis, the horizontal line we draw would only touch the curve at 2 points, right here and right here. And there we go. That's how we can solve this typical IGCSE Extended Mathematics Paper 4 question on functions and their graphs. There we go, everyone. I really hope that helped, and if it did, please hit like on this video, drop a comment down below, and even subscribe to this channel to help get this video to as many students as possible. All that being said and done, that's it for this tutorial.